Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Happy holidays again. We're almost at Christmas. I'm not sure when you'll actually see this video, but Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and happy holidays for you guys, and great times for you and your family. Enjoy. So I wanted to review my last Invicta watch from Bulldog Enterprise, and I didn't save the best for last. I didn't really review any of these in any kind of order, but this is my last one, and which kind of wraps up the 25 days of Invicta, which really kind of turned out to more like 27 or 8, who knows. But I was able to give you guys pretty much, I'm pretty sure, a scheduled video all the way up until Christmas. And so to finalize this series of videos, I'm going to finish off with a Marvel Edition Invicta. Again, you guys know I'm not really huge into the Marvel stuff. I do appreciate the movies, I do watch the movies, but I'm not really, the only Marvel watch I've ever had here by Invicta that I ever considered keeping was Captain America Grand Octane, but I just decided to get the Watch Star instead, just because it was something very unique and something I didn't have. So let's talk about this watch here. This is a Marvel Punisher edition, and this is called the Coalition Forces Trigger Edition. And this is a limited edition, which I say that with kind of a smile because it's limited edition of 3,000 made. So, you know, that's a lot of watches. So usually limited editions are 500 and under that I've seen. Even that I'm kind of like, ooh, that's a lot. You know, it doesn't really, 3,000 is a lot of watches. But nonetheless, here it is. And I think it's a very interesting design. I saw the trigger years ago, all gold on a gold band. And it was definitely one I wanted to pick up, but they stopped making it. I haven't been able to find it, and there's so many other ones now that I want to get that I just kind of let it fall by the wayside. But it is a pretty cool design. If you are a Punisher movie fan or a Punisher fanatic by Marvel, of course, you'll love this watch. You have the Punisher skull right in the middle. What I like about the Marvel watches is that you do have these themed watches, but it is subtle. I mean, there's not really much on this watch that says Marvel other than the skull. That may be up for debate whether you think that's subtle or not, but compared to the Cordoba Skull watch I reviewed just a couple minutes ago, that one's definitely in your face. This is, I would say, more subtle. So a little bit about the watch. It's powered by a Japanese S2VD53 quartz chronograph movement. Country of origin is Japan. You have 18 millimeters in case thickness. And of course you have 56 millimeters in case diameter. Now I want you to take that with a grain of salt, because when we're looking at the Grand Octane at 58 at the bezel, that's a big watch. This is nowhere near as big as the Grand Octane. And I believe that this measurement, I'm going to put a ruler on it, but this measurement is taking into account the crown and function pushers. So you have to kind of watch that when you buy Invictas, because sometimes depending on where you buy it, and this really, Bulldog should really change the listing on this one here, because really this is, I would say, a 50 millimeter watch. Now, granted, you know, your function pushers, yeah, a little under 50 millimeters, more like 48 millimeters at the bezel. Now I get this watch does have a lot of extra going on there, because these are your function pushers and they really wrap around the entire side of the watch. What's pretty cool about them, although it does wear larger than a 50 millimeter watch, you're still not, if you were to compare this side by side with the Grand Octane, it definitely is not going to seem as big. What is cool about it is that these function pushers actually pop out, and this is why they call it the trigger. So very interesting design. They're shaped just like a trigger. Definitely, I mean, a combat edition to watch if I've ever seen one. I think it's an awesome design. It's the only watch Invicta makes like this. And I just think, how cool is that to have the function pushers actually be a trigger? Oh, that's pretty awesome. Then you have a screw down crown, of course. And just to use the function pushers, you just press down like so. You know, one at a time, of course, depending on if you're starting or resetting the chronograph. But one thing, I kind of had a little bit of an issue on this. Let me just double check it. I want to make sure that this thing is functioning properly, because, or that I'm using it properly. Because generally, on most chronographs, and maybe I'm just because I'm not familiar with this movement, most chronographs that I've seen, at least with Ronda movements, your second hand stays stationary, and you start the chronograph by pressing your top function pusher. On this one here, let's see if anything starts here. All right, so on this particular watch, to start the chronograph, your main second hand, your larger hand, is not stationary. That is your active second hand for your time zone. When you start the chronograph, you have a separate second hand complication down to 6 o'clock. So basically, when you start it, you probably can't see it by the video, but I'll stop it and I will reset it right now. You should see that needle go up to 0, which it did. So that's cool. So I just want to make sure there was nothing wrong with it. You pop those babies back down and you're back to just using it as a timepiece. You have a big, huge, massive polyurethane watch on this. A little bit of accent here with like this diamond plating. Like I said, most of the watch is pretty much black. Mirror polishing on the top of the trigger, but everything else is a satin or brushed finish. Pretty cool if you like the Punisher movies and you're a big fan of that. I myself, like I said, there's not many Marvel watches I would personally buy, and that shouldn't dissuade you from buying them. One of my bosses at work, he loves the Marvel stuff, and I showed him that Captain America one. He just loved it, you know. So this is something that he would definitely like, and I keep reminding myself to bring it to work and show him. But it's pretty cool, you know. I mean, like I said, you have to like the Marvel series enough to want to wear it on your wrist, and that's what's, like I said, great about Invicta, is that there's just something for everyone. I am happy that they did this particular watch on a coalition trigger, because it kind of goes to the theme of the movie. You know, it's a shoot 'em up kind of movie. You know, he's badass in the movie, and you know, it is definitely a watch that does look badass. So without further ado, trying to see if there's any other little bit of information. Oh, 330 feet of water resistance, 9 3/4 inches in strap length, 29 millimeters in width, and 8 3/4 inches is the maximum wrist size this watch will take. Mineral crystal, fixed bezel, and is made of 316L stainless steel. And without further ado, let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist. Now, I weigh 179 pounds, I'm about 5'7.5", and I have a 7-inch wrist. So this is what it looks like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. See, not a bad looking watch when you get it on the wrist. It's, you know, all these Invicta watches, when you really get them on the wrist, is where they really come alive, in my opinion. You know, actually seeing it in a box or close-up pictures, it doesn't really do it for me. I really have to get it, feel it, throw it on the wrist, and see what it looks like when I look down at my arm. And, you know, I mean, I think this is an awesome looking watch. Definitely one that if I ever saw the gold one come back on the bracelet, I would definitely consider getting it. It's definitely one that, you know, in the past I've gravitated towards many times. But, you know, with Invicta, like anything else, when you have some of these models that aren't around for a while and you're lucky enough to see one, generally they want way too much for them. And, you know, I mean, the only way you should ever pay more than $500 for an Invicta watch, and that's a lot, is if it's actually something that's very limited edition, or if it's something that has the diamonds. Other than that, really, realistically, $400 and less. I like to stay within that $300 price point on pretty much any watch I buy. And there are plenty of watches Invicta makes that give you exceptional quality for that $300 price point. It's really not much of a need to go over that, unless you know, naturally are getting burned by a seller. I mean, I never recommend buying these on the cruise ships. Always be smart, always be a smart shopper, and look for those deals and those coupons. Bulldog Enterprise has great pictures as always. He's one of the few guys on eBay that really takes the time to give you guys some really great close-up shots of the watch. That's one reason why I never focus too much time on really showing you, you know, I don't put high-resolution pictures on the website. I don't do any of that. That may change at a later date. Maybe I'll compile a website with all the pictures he has, but at this point, I'd rather show you guys what it looks like, again, on the wrist, on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. It gives you guys an accurate idea of what it looks like on the guy, right? I mean, definitely a cool watch, you know? But you gotta like the Marvel stuff. And I don't mean to say that isn't like in a negative way. I don't dislike the Marvel stuff, but I personally don't like it. Like, I'm not fanatical about it. I feel like it'd be like me, you know, you have to really like it to want to wear it on your wrist. Now, if it was a Jaguar watch, I mentioned in the past, something car related, absolutely, I would rock that, you know. But Marvel stuff, you know, I prefer to have this watch just plain black. It's just more my style. But a lot of you guys love the Marvel stuff, so I know you guys are going to eat this one up. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and that's it. If you want to go ahead and make a purchase, do it through the links. And guys, you know, I know as these videos get close to the end, I've been doing so many of these videos every single day that it kind of, because of the way that I film, you know, I keep it raw, unedited, and realistic, and real, and very transparent. Sometimes I just kind of, I lose my flow. I've been doing so many in the last 25 days that I'm going to take, after this, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, just a week or so, and just kind of recharge. But anyway, guys, I love the comments, love the subscriptions. Remember, if you do like the content and you subscribe, click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. As always, guys, thank you very much for your support. 11,000, almost 700 subscribers. It just keeps climbing, and I really look forward to starting the new channel pretty soon, 21 Joules, which will be a watch-only channel, a wristwatch review series, which I'll still have that same product on here, but I'm just going to be doing it on 2 different sites, 2 different videos. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great evening. Happy Friday, and take care.